What's up, people? We are back. Your boy, International Walt. Act 2, the podcast 240. I am International Walt, sitting here with the beautiful...
Your girl Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest, with this chocolatey tan.
And we back. We back. We was out. We was international. We back from vacation. There was no pod last week, but we got y'all this week. So appreciate the 10 million people out there that's listening. Keep listening, keep liking, keep subscribing. We appreciate y'all. Y'all know all the platforms we on. We don't have to say it because it's 10 million on y'all who listen to us. Mm-hmm. So let's get right to it. How are you?
I am good.
How you bees?
Good. I am great.
Tell people how you bees.
Mentally, I'm a 9. I feel really, really good. Vacation was amazing. I know we'll get more into that, but yeah, I'm a 9. You know, back to the grind this week, and the grind was waiting for me. And I've been grinding since not since we landed, but less than 24 hours later. But nevertheless, I'm good.
Grateful for it?
I'm grateful. I'm grateful, and I'm grateful, I'm hopeful, and I'm faithful. I just made that up. That was a bar.
We think alike.
I know. Finances at 8. Thank you, God, for all of your blessings. We are so grateful and look forward to continuing to being able to bless others. Work is... It's like, no. Work is a 9. Work is good, but it's extremely busy. But, you know, people say when you do something... People say when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. That's BS.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's some bullshit.
That's BS. But what I will say is it doesn't feel as daunting because I love my job. I really do. But I work my behind off. So, yeah, that do what you love and you never work a day in your life. I'm still working and I'm working hard. But I still love my job. And maybe sometimes too much because my husband had to check me. About not prioritizing myself and allowing work and other things to interfere with that, and I receive that. But I love I love my job, and I recognize that I work hard. And then physically, I feel great. Even though I got a little bit of, I don't necessarily want to say pain, discomfort, but I don't even want to acknowledge it. If I don't think about it, maybe it'll go away. Some psychosomatic stuff.
Depending on where the fuck it's at. Is it in your head? Is it in your chest?
No, my thigh I was telling you about.
I'm about to say, these are places that require immediate,
No, I didn't mean like that, but yeah, but
got pain in the head. It's like I'm just gonna lay down and go away. No,
I feel great. You
talking about your leg? Okay.
Yeah, I feel great. My head is. I'm not gonna say my head is clear, but I'm more focused. And even with all of the stuff in my head, I'm still. I'm calling this phase of my life no matter what. I got to do what I'm supposed to do to take care of myself no matter what. I'm always going to have to work. Life is going life. Things are going to happen, good, bad, or indifferent. But no matter what, I have to take care of myself.
It's a good mantra to have.
Yeah.
Always take care of me.
Yep. So what about you? How are you, Mr. 48?
I feel good. I do feel a year older. Mm-hmm. But I feel awesome. I feel great.
You look amazing.
Grateful. Thank you. I appreciate that. My mental is probably a 9. I would say a 9. I mean, I'm got things on my mind, but I'm good. Everything's great. So let me just say a 9. Finances always 8. Want God to pour into so we can pour into other people. I know that sounds like a cliche, but that's what we live by. Work is a 9. Felt good to get back to work. Felt good to see Eddie, talk a little shit,
And he had a birthday too. Happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday to my man Eddie. But yeah, it felt good to get back to work, get in the mix of things. Was starting another job, so yeah, it was just good that things lined it up where when I came back I was starting. So yeah. What's last?
Physically?
Physically I feel great. I was in the gym kicking ass when we got back. When did we get back? Monday. Went to the gym. I was off Monday and tore into it. I had to get that cake, get that ice cream off, had to get everything off of me. and just been at it at the gym. My body hurt, but it hurt in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
So I know, that's just something I got to do. It's a part of my life now. Wows and woes, ups and downs, stops and goes, blacks and whites.
The woe, I don't really have, well, small woe, and I don't want to say too much, because, don't want to put other people's business out there, but somebody who I love dearly has an upcoming medical procedure, and I know all will be well, but, doesn't, I'll be lying if I said it wasn't like un poquito ocupado. So, yeah, just a tad bit, not even worried, concerned, anxious, but I'm going to pray right through it. But that's my only woe. But I don't even really want to look at it as a woe, because I'm not claiming anything negative happening. But I just say woe in the sense that it kind of, is taking a little bit of my brain space. But that's that. And the wow is the obvious. My baby was granted another completed year of life, and we had the opportunity to celebrate in our favorite way, multiple favorite ways: quality time, beach, vacation, lots and lots and lots of laughs and sex. But yeah, it was amazing. So that is my obvious wow of the moment.
We fucked every day except one, right?
The last day, I think. Yeah.
That's a lot of sex.
What about you? Your wows and woes?
To piggyback on the same thing you said, my woe is just I share the same concern that you have, having some family members that's going through some medical stuff. Yeah. I'm just worried. Like, I've been through medical shit. I've had a recent surgery, having a hernia removed, but in that whole put to sleep shit and people cutting and poking and probing on you, I just it scares me, and I'm worried. So much love out to them.
Your wow?
Wow is that I had a birthday. I had another year around the sun. Appreciated for that. 2 years ago, I had a real serious health scare, so I'm just grateful for the 2 years that I've been granted here. So things could have went a different way, and she could have been sitting here, well, not sitting here, but she could have been a widow for 2 years. So I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful that I get to see my wife every day, all the days that God has granted me and still granting me, and I'm just super grateful. I'm super, super, super grateful. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So 48. Wow. So we have been, and initially I said 25, but I had to think back on it, because in 2001, when we were dealing with each other prior to that, but we were together in 2001 around your birthday time. So we technically have been together and celebrating your birthday since you were 24, which means half of your birthdays now we've celebrated together. A little more than half, because
How many of them have been away? Like, when did that tradition start for us to go away? Was it Top Cell?
No, I think all of them. Well, I think it started with your 25th, because it's small, it was local, but we went to Wildwood. And then after that, I think every year we took vacations in August, because it was Miami, Ocean City, Fort Lauderdale, Myrtle Beach, Tybee Island, Topsail for several years, the Outer Banks a few years. So I think we always went away for your birthday.
I'm good. That's great that we have that that tradition.
Yeah.
With us.
Like, and it's funny you say that, because I was thinking
the consistency of it.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Not to cut you off, because it would feel weird, and I know we have during the COVID year, but like to just be here and that week being like, it's like happy birthday and all that stuff, but we home.
Yeah, well, COVID year in 2023.
Yes.
Yeah, because of your health emergency. But I didn't care where we was in 2023. We was here, like both on this earth. So that was all that mattered to me. But it's with you asking that question about your birthday. That used to be our one vacation a year. Now, every now and then, we would do a little weekend to New York, that sort of thing. But that was our one vacation every year. And just thinking, I'm so great because we had to take road trips. So now having the ability to fly, we've been taking 2, sometimes 3. Maybe one year we might have taken 4, but definitely 3 trips each year. Now including traveling not, I don't want to say locally, domestically to Georgia to see our family, but international trips as well. So that I'm grateful, and I know some people, they only take one vacation a year. Look, if you only get one, that's a blessing. But right. I'm just so grateful that we are able to, go when we want and kind of plan that out, because August, that your birthday week, used to be our one vacation a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's really important. What feels different? And I know it's only been, a week, but mentally, do you feel that there's been some transition, evolution, a shift from 47 to 48? And let me just say this, from 47 to 48, and then looking on a larger scale, tell me how you feel differently from 40 to 48.
Well, from 47 to 48 has felt like a shift, like a change, just because of my health scare at 46, and then being 2 years away from 50. It's almost like you start to think of your own mortality in a sense of just, do I have more years behind me than I do in front of me? So yeah, that's something you think about. And I wasn't always grateful of that. But now, like, another year around the sun and being celebratory of the birthday is like, it means a lot. It just means a lot. It's just different because everybody don't get that. And I think it's just a getting older thing. But yeah, I do feel a shift from, like, I'm older. I'm a year older. It doesn't feel like I'm, physically older, but it does in my mind feel like, hey man, you're a year older. Like, that's a whole year. Like, that's a lot of time to be alive, for your heart to still beat, for your brain to still work. So it feels like a shift. It feels like evolution. It feels like some growth. And I'm also looking forward to being 50 years old. Like, being 50 years old on this planet and living through what I lived through, childhood, teenagehood, adolescence, all that stuff, all those phases of who Walter was through all that shit that I went through, the stuff that we went through. Yeah, it's like a big, big deal. I could imagine me being like super, super emotional, like waking up 50, like 50, like that's crazy. Like,
let's enjoy 48 though.
Yeah, I couldn't see stuff like that. I couldn't see 48 when I was 15, 16. Somebody was to ask me, what you gonna do when you 48, or what you gonna be, or what you think you will be. They'd be like, I don't know. Like, that would have been my answer. Yeah, and just from 40 to 48.
Yeah, somebody turning 40, if they ask you what's the difference? Because turning 40 is a big deal. And like, even what you said, the 1 year, I remember when I turned 27, something about that year to me felt
really
like it was heavy on me. So I can imagine, like what you're saying, 47 to 48, not that you're saying it's heavy in a negative way, but you feel it. Like, you might not feel that change each year, but there are some years when you feel it. But somebody turning 40, also being a pivotal birthday, what would you tell them about the difference between 40 and 48?
If you're 40, I would assume you got your shit together. Like, you're taking care of yourself. You know what's good and what's bad, and the things that you shouldn't be putting in your body. If you are in 8 years, if your shit isn't together, you'll be a different 48. Like, you won't be the vibrant 48-year-old that you could be. Like, if you drinking every night, or if you not taking care of your body, eating what you want, like, though you'll gain weight fast, you'll do all those things really, really rapidly. So I would just say at 40, take care of yourself, because the next 8 years, like they mean a lot going into, if God grants you, going into 50. Like
Yeah.
they mean an enormous amount. So this is the pinnacle point. You 40, it feels like something. You know, everybody has that feeling at 40, like they're a little bit older, like the bullshit's out the way. But those next 8 years, first off, they're going to go by like that. They're going to just fly by. But because you're going to look up and be 42, you're going to look up and be 46, and then you're going to look up and be 48. You're going to be like, shit, where the hell that all that time go? But yeah, take care of yourself, because you don't want to land on 48 and be a different 48. Like that 48
that
when we was young.
55.
Yeah, like when we was young and people say they 48, we'd be like, damn, like that kind of 48.
Yeah.
So when my wife tells me I look good, I mean, it's kind of like, hey, you got to tell me that you're my wife, but I get that outside the house also. So it's like, I appreciate that, and it just makes me blush. It makes me want to just keep doing what I'm doing, keep working on myself. So,
you know, when it comes to birthdays, I've always, big or small, have been celebratory about birthdays. I just always felt like you never, it's just you don't take it for granted. And a few years back,
hold on, not to cut you off, but hold your question. Where did that come from? Because ever since I've known you, you've been celebratory of birthdays, but it seems like you've had that in you at such a young age. Like, how did you be so self-aware of, we should be celebrating this year that I just had? Like, you felt like that at 8 and 9? Like, this ain't no joke. I got another year out this shit.
I don't think I realized the seriousness of it at that age. I will say, as a kid, our birthdays, and not to say we always had big parties, because we really didn't, but our birthdays were always like
a big deal.
A big deal, even if on a small scale.
Like, so, even if it's just cake and ice cream.
Exactly. It was never just like another day. Like it was, if it was just cake and ice cream. If we went out to dinner,
was it stay home from school?
No,
okay.
No, didn't really. No, it wasn't that kind of thing. Because stay home with who? My mom always had to work. You know, my dad was probably asleep all day if he, during most of the time he didn't have a job. So no, it wasn't.
I had to think about the situation.
yeah. So, but again, so our birthdays, even if not like we never had like large, grandiose birthday parties, but our birthdays were always celebrated, which is so weird, because I remember as we got older. And, when our kids, our nieces and nephews were born, and I would always, I used to be the family planner of everything. We always want to plan something for their birthdays. And I remember my mom, kind of being, having an attitude, I always made them feel like they had to do something for their birthday. And in hindsight, I think about it, it was like, you didn't ignore our birthday. Why should we ignore those? But I will say, fast forward some years back, and I'm thinking... Let me see, COVID was 2020, so maybe 2018, 2019-ish, I don't remember exactly. One of my cousins, and we're not close, but one of my cousins, her son died. I think he was like 6 or 7. And of course, we see on the news, kids die every day, unfortunately. But that really stuck in my head of and I'm sorry, what stuck in my head was a lot of people always wait to celebrate milestone birthdays, the 5, 10, 15, 20s. But some people don't get to see their child turn 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. Well, 13 is kind of a milestone too. But those in between. So it's to just feel like
you turning 7, good.
Yeah. Or we gonna do it big when they turn 10.
Yeah.
Ho, you hope. And I hope for everybody, but we know that's not going to happen, that you get to see that, because my cousin didn't see her son turn 10. So that for me, and again, I like you said, was always celebratory when it came to birthdays, but that for me made me realize okay, it shouldn't, in my opinion, just be those milestones, because it ain't that's why we celebrate 46, 47, 48. Yeah. I hope and pray that we see 50, 60, 75, those big ones. But if we don't, we're going to celebrate every one that we can and be grateful for it. So that's my feeling.
I've gotten that from you. That's why I asked you that question, because I didn't always celebrate birthdays. I remember my birthday being just a day, like just going outside, doing the same thing I did the day before. Might have gotten a happy birthday from my mom or something, but not a whole lot of people, and it just being another day, like forgetting that, hey, today is my birthday, like that kind of shit. So, in being with you and you always being celebratory of it, it used to like, I used to get mad. Like, you remember, like, I used to be like, why you always, like, we ain't got, like somebody 22, so what? Like, man, what the fuck? And it was like, you just get older and you look at it different. So I appreciate learning that from you, and like applying that in my life, in our life. Like, I appreciate somebody who cares that, you know, their loved one has been here for another year. I care that, you know, Erica's here for another year, the kids are here for another year, Sierra, like you, like that shit, it just means something now, and I know that I got that from you.
Yeah, well, I'm happy that you were receptive to it, because like you said,
I used to be like, stand down with that
right.
shit.
Like another one. But yeah, you never denied me that, like, opportunity to celebrate you. But if I didn't push the issue, you would have been all right with it. And you never not celebrated my birthday, but it was because you knew how I felt.
Right. So, I knew it was something that this is a hill she's going to die on. Like, we can't let birthdays go past and it just be like, hey, yeah, we'll do something next week. Like, she's not that kind of girl at all. Yeah. Like, it's my birthday today. Yeah. Like, what we doing today?
I know there's a meme that says, I will never be mature enough to work on my birthday. And I hold true to that. But the funny thing is, right, growing up in corporate America, like, you know, I've been working in corporate America since I was like 14, but real corporate America since I was 20. Your colleagues, like, that's an office thing. Like, people always do if you're fortunate enough to have good relationships with people, and not necessarily saying big or small, at some point it becomes a pain in the behind, because everybody want to collect money. You got to get everybody to sign a card. Well, this person don't want to participate, but then they want a piece of cake, and it's like, do you deny them the cake? Like, it can be a pain in the behind. But being in that corporate America environment, it's you know, they make it celebratory. But again, I would never work on my birthday, so it would be like before, after. And my birthday always falls around Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. So I'm going to always get like that extra day off, either on my birthday
or the weekend after.
Yeah, so, you know, it works out that way. So I'm grateful. The previous year, what got you through it?
What got me through the previous year? God. Being closer to God, pushing myself to be closer to God, talk to God more, sitting with that more. That's what got me through it. Not that we had a bad year, because that's not the case at all, but just growing spiritually and mentally as you get older. Those are just things that not saying everybody, but I have tapped into. So yeah, just being closer to God, having conversations with Him, talking to Him, putting Him first in our marriage, arguments and things like that. Just having that thought first of, we got married under God. Like, this is not what was intended. So whatever we're going through, let's figure it out, because we got married under God. So.
Yeah, and you're right, because I don't recall like this being a difficult year for us. I think it was a pretty good, beautiful year. But I agree it wasn't my birthday year. I'm just saying.
You still was here for the year.
Yeah. God definitely strengthening my faith. And something that you'll probably be surprised to hear me say, even though I don't think for the last year, either of us were like in therapy, the tools from therapy
needed to be
definitely helped, whether it was just something related to myself, whether it was related to us, related to issues dealing with other people. I feel like on a personal level, again, it not being my birthday, but on a personal level, it was challenging in a lot of ways. Like, I feel like, you know, when people say, like, sometimes God separates you, you know, because to get you alone to kind of build. It was a character building year, or it continues to be a character building year for me, and I think I'm succeeding.
Yeah, I think
that.
those, you'd always say that about
No,
yourself.
sometimes I go down and then be like, damn, I dropped the ball on that. Like Mother's Day weekend around that time, I was not succeeding, but I rebounded.
I think the tools needed to be applied more this year, like more in use than in previous years. And not that that equals bad year.
Right.
It just means stuff comes up and you are challenged to either go back to your old ways or use the tools that you have. And we this year, even dealing with ourselves individually, each other, like you said, other people, myself at work, with my friend, like all those things, I remember times where I thought to myself, what did I learn? Like, am I talking right? Is my tone right? Like, and with you, that's like an automatic thing. Like, that's just in me, that if I have something serious to talk to you about, like, I might go over it in my head 15 times before I even say anything about it, because I just want to know, even if it's something not like you did to me, but something that I don't want to be aggressive in my tone. I don't want to be misunderstood. So I'm always anxious about, you know, am I articulate enough? Like, so yeah, I worry about that shit.
Yeah, but I don't want you to stress about it.
I don't stress about it, but I do play it out first before I be like, hey, Tosh, like, what's going on with this? Or I'm feeling this.
And I think
it's never on the first pull, because I'm trepidatious about what I'm laying out there.
And I know you're probably going to be, I don't know if you'll agree or disagree, but we can talk about it if you choose. I do feel like, in terms of our opportunities for improvement, and the biggest one being communication, not that we don't still have some challenges to overcome, I feel like this has been, we've done great in that respect.
When you look at it in its totality,
exactly,
I think that, again, this year was a year that those tools were applied. So yes, I would agree with that premise that we didn't bite each other's heads off. We didn't go at each other's necks. We didn't have big, giant, heated arguments. We had intense talks. And the thing that I love the most is that we stayed present in those talks. We didn't like run off. Whether it was going good or going bad, we stayed present in it until it was right. And that's another tool that we learned. It's like, sometimes you might need time, but it's like, we know what we're here for. And we're not here for the arguing, the bullshitting, and the cursing and all that stuff. We here for love. Like, I'm glad to see you today. Like, let's stop this bullshit.
Yeah. 48 years. Has it been what you expected?
Hell no. It's been nothing that I expected. Nothing.
Did you, but okay.
Nothing at all that I expect, that I think was going to be this way. I didn't think that I'd be a fugitive for 25 years. I didn't think that one day during a pandemic that I would get so down on myself that I would make a decision to change that. And I couldn't have planned this out at all. I couldn't have thought that I would have a woman that I would say, I'm gonna marry you, and if you go through this stuff with me and I make it out okay, I'm really gonna marry you, and you say okay, and you just ride with me like that. Like, I could have never have thought this is what my life will be or end up. I could have never thought we'd be living here. I could have never thought we'd have the resources that we have. I could have never thought I'd be in love so deep with you. So hell no, I didn't think this 48 years if the next 48 years is like this, then I had the most awesome life. Yeah. Like, the most awesome life. The reintroduction that me and my daughter has had. Like, I would have never thought anything of this magnitude at all. Right. So there's not a piece in the puzzle that I could have said, oh yeah, I thought that was going to happen.
That was going to be
No, not at all.
Even the hurtful pieces.
The hurtful pieces, being successful, not being successful, the stuff that we've been through, like
other family
members having the strength to deal with each other, the stuff that we brought. Like, I could have never been like, I'm gonna be that man.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah. I love the man that you are at 48. I loved the man that you were at 23, 24, and I'm looking
That's
forward.
a different dude.
But I loved him.
I know.
I loved him to the magnitude that I knew how.
You really loved that nigga when he was 12.
And
Let's keep it a buck. You really loved that nigga when he was 12. It was just like puppy love.
Now, of course, we know man plans, God laughs, because we never know what tomorrow holds. But what's something amazing that you would like to do during year 48? Or during year, this is technically year 49, but yeah.
Every year I want to be closer to God. I've made a promise to myself. Every year I want to feel closer to God, not just say it, but I want to feel it. So that's amazing to me to do that. And I want to go somewhere that is obscure, like maybe doesn't have a beach. It's not what we're there for. It might make me cry. And far. So yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, if we was in this life to be standing in front of the pyramids, like I would lose it, because it'd be like, damn, like again, thinking about our life, where you come from, the stuff you've been through, and us living a block away from each other, and it'd be like, we just two kids from 26th Street, and look at that fucking pyramid.
Yeah.
Like we in Cairo, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I would be super excited about something like that, or just some obscure place that we didn't in Turkey somewhere. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? We always say we can be anywhere, so it'd be like, what the fuck are we doing in Turkey? But we here.
Yeah, and I mean, not that we would do that, because they care about us too. But can you imagine? Well, they have my location, but can you imagine if we didn't tell our sisters and kids, and like they looked at the location like, hello, like your location is showing you're in freaking Istanbul, like, hello. They would be like, it would be like a 7-way conference call immediately. And I ain't answering the phone from Turkey.
What's one of them countries you go there where you gotta wear a jihad?
Saudi Arabia.
Like, it's just respectful to
I think Saudi Arabia, yeah.
But we take some pictures and send them back, like,
they would be like,
what the fuck are they doing?
The phone would be blowing up.
Them calls, you boy, it'd be like, we can't answer the phone. We in fucking Istanbul. It's gonna cost us an arm.
Yeah, AT&T already
like,
raised our bill $60.
Like, y'all blowing up the spot, man. Like, chill. We just had on a trip.
Yeah. Send them a picture from the hot air balloon.
I ain't doing a hot air balloon, baby.
What?
Did you see them burn down?
No.
I'll show you.
There's hot air balloon festival that happens in Turkey every year.
Did you see the people falling out of it when it burned up? It caught on fire, and the balloon caught on fire real quick. The people that was dropping out of it, it was about 15 to 20 people in it, falling out of the hot air balloon.
But we would wear a parachute.
No, you can't. You don't wear a parachute. That's not a part of it. You can't just buy
but
a parachute.
You can't just take your own.
I don't know how to work a fucking parachute. What are you talking about? You need a goddamn class to do some shit like that.
YouTube or something.
Man, look, you crazy. You don't know hot air balloon. There's just some shit that is my responsibility is to preserve life for us. Okay? I'm going to have adventure and fun. We was in a cave with all bats. In Tulum in the jungle. We didn't know how to get the fuck out of there. That's adventure. But we don't need to be in a hot air balloon. We don't need to jump out of a plane. We don't need to jump off a Jamaican cliff that's 75 feet high. That's just not necessary.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Know how to I'll stay on the ground.
All right, know how to, especially that mode of transportation, hot fucking air. You seen the Hindenburg?
This is, it's years later.
Which,
all right, 3 grams.
3 grams. We talked about vacation a little bit, but we just went to Jamaica for, probably the 5th or 6th time, and to the same place that we always go, our favorite resort. And I think we had a fucking awesome time. This is one of our better vacations. Even though there was a little couple bumps in the road, but like I said, tools were applied, and we kind of like stormed through that stuff. Like the the bigger picture is this beautiful place that we're in and the love that we have for each other and what we came here for. So I just think we had the best vacation. I had the most awesome time. I love being in Jamaica. We was out there looking at citizenship.
Dual citizenship requirements.
Like, what the hell? Is it something simple like a passport and an ID? Because we go down there tomorrow.
Yeah.
We catch a taxi tomorrow and see what's going on. Put some paperwork in. But no, you need to live there for 5 years straight. So that's difficult. That drive from there to TCI.
Yeah. I don't think I could do some community outreach in New Jersey from Jamaica.
No, but it was just the most awesome time. The weather was great. It was hot some days, but it's Jamaica. The beach, we was beaching, and just loving it. Like, I love quality time with her. Like, she's my best friend. Like, I just want to sit in her face and talk to her most of the day. And I'm not an all-day beach guy, but she kind of takes some of that away with, we back and forth out the water, talking, eating, lunch, pictures. Like, it kind of breaks it up a little bit than just laying there under the fucking sun like roasting.
We make it a beach day.
Yeah, it was an awesome
We
time.
had like 3 complete beach days, and then the other days, we kind of did beach
and
a little
we was like
bit
in
later.
the ocean. Like, we don't usually, we get our ankles wet, but we see stuff in the ocean, like rays and turtles and big fish and shit. So we was like in there though, like every day. It felt so goddamn good, that water on your body.
Yeah.
The sun on your body. So what was your take on the last week?
It was we always go on vacation at the same time, like we said, for your birthday. And this being such a busy year, in good ways, professionally and personally, it was very much needed. Usually when we go on vacation, we don't talk to anybody except I may talk to the kids and my sisters like once or twice. But this year, we didn't talk to anyone. And not that like that they disturbed vacation, but we no social media, and that disconnecting and connect.
Let me just say I'm proud of you. Because I'm just going to say I always thought it would be a fight, but this time was different. So I applaud you for putting your phone down and keeping it down. You didn't, I don't know what you was doing. You was taking a shit. I didn't really care. Sometimes your phone was with you. Sometimes your phone, it wasn't. But you wasn't on social media. You wasn't texting people. And I appreciate you for that. So I applaud you.
It was good for my mind, like just to, coming home, we was thinking like, oh God, what happened in the world? Because I wasn't looking at no websites, I wasn't looking at no news, I wasn't keeping up.
Playing games,
I wasn't keeping up on anything, and we was just thinking like, hope the world is okay when we get there.
You were very present, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and it just felt good to disconnect, and almost to the point where, like Toya was asking me, like when we came back, like, did you, relax? You okay? And I was like, I almost felt like I was a little bit too relaxed, but not like in a bad way, because my mind really was like cleared, and which was good because coming back Monday, I had to hit the ground running for work because of all the stuff I left behind because of things that had occurred. But my mind was really clear, and I think that's why my body just felt good. Like I needed that.
I was going to say it was much needed.
Yeah, and our time together, just being together. I am usually a night owl, like only on the weekends when we're home, but like on vacation, like I'm a night owl. I like to flick through the channels, find something to watch, whatever. I was the first one to sleep every night. That is never a thing in our life. Mm-hmm. Like, he always goes to sleep before me. I was the first one to sleep every single night.
The first one getting in the bed.
Yeah.
Like, I turn around, she got no clothes on. It's like, well, I guess we ain't going back out. Like,
in the shower, let's go to bed. Suit. Like, yeah, like I was in the bed, I was sleeping good.
You couldn't lay down for an hour. Like, laying down, it was like talking for about a half
laying
hour.
On your chest.
Next thing you know, out.
Yeah, so that really felt good. If there's anything that you would do different, and I'll tell you, for me, next time we go to Jamaica, and it was offered to us, I would like to safely. I would like to like go on some sort of tour. Like I want to see outside of like the beachy resort area. You know, when we went. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the history part. Like, I mean, of course, where we are, I'm not trying to go to Kingston, but I mean, not that I would have a problem doing that, but we're hours away. But I'm just saying, I would like to, like, up in those mountains and seeing, like, I would really want to see out. You know what? And I know, just let me get this off, because you're gonna be like, hell no. I would love to go to like a school and volunteer or something while we're there for a couple hours. Yeah. But that's just how I feel. Is there anything that you would want to do?
Don't want to go to a school and volunteer. Yeah, I would want to do boat excursions, but I know you get seasick. So when we're there, those are the things that I'm kind of interested in. Like, do y'all got one of them little islands? Like, I don't want to go get no massage or no fucking white clay on me or no shit like that, but do y'all got one of them other islands like we did in Puerto Rico?
Right, like
that exclusive,
like
a
Gilligan's
island or something
Island.
like that y'all do the catamarans on. So I'll be looking at those and thinking about those, like a private one, not the one with 40 fucking people on it.
Yeah.
And but I know my wife gets seasick, so it's like that's not cool. And I don't want to be hiking through some Jamaican jungle getting bit up by bugs. Like, that's not what I went on vacation for. So those kind of things I don't really tend to look to. Riding the ATVs was fun. It looked like that would have been different there. And to be honest with you, we haven't been on wave runners in a while. No. Like, we used to love them and it was fun, but we gotta go off and find somewhere and really not good, like get gypped by the fucking people who got that one fucking machine they try to ride people on.
Yeah, we gotta find
like a place where they got 12 of them and this is the place where everybody comes, like that place. So yeah, those are the things I want to do, more water sports than anything.
Okay, all right.
Now, when looking at the program of the history thing, that wasn't bad. Because they feed you, you learn how to cook something like that. That's not bad for 2-3 hours of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I love the beach.
As long as something like that ain't 9 hours, I would do it.
No, I love the beach, but I wouldn't mind stepping away from the beach. Next, Graham.
Target. You hear people say that we have won because, as of yesterday, the CEO of 11 years has stepped down because business has plummeted $12.4 billion since the cut of the $2 billion DEI promise. What's your thoughts? You think black, because I mean, you go there, I'm sure you see some black people in there, but enough black people have stayed out of there that the decade-long CEO had to step down because of the prices going up.
I mean,
and $12 billion is a lot to lose. Somebody got to lose their job for that. All they had to promise was $2?
I'm not even sure.
No, that's what I'm saying. The $2 billion DEI promise was all they had to do. They took that away, and this guy lost $12 billion.
Yeah, and I'm sure, I've seen some commentary about people saying, like, Target does have other programs that they had to change some of the naming because of, this presidency and all that, but they do have programs. I think what the issue is and what did them in is the fact that the announcement that they made. Now, I'm not saying they should have hid it because I'm sure in some kind of way it would have come out, but them announcing it is what put their foot in their mouth, is what hurt them. Because other companies who may have pulled back, like I'll tell you on a professional level, my job had to change the name of some of the things that they are doing in the name of DEI. Like the DEI department that we had, they changed the name. They made it clear everything that they're doing is going to stay the same, but they had to because of federal funding and that sort of stuff. So I think, again, Target's announcement is what made them, the target, no pun intended. The crazy thing is two things.
I thought that was pun intended.
Well, no, it wasn't. I wasn't meaning to use that. It just came to me. So, it kind of saddens me that this has turned into a black thing, because I know when we talk about DEI, it's, people automatically think about how does it you think about how does it benefit your part of that DEI pie. But it really wasn't just a black thing. Like DEI included, they had this big push with like the LGBTQ community. They had a big push with women creators who are given the opportunity to have their fashion lines carried in Target. So when you talk about DEI, it pulls away from all of that. But it was like nobody else cared except for black people, and primarily black women. So I say that to say, if you think about this, think about how many, first of all, like you said, there are some black people still shopping there. To each their own, that's fine. But think about how many people, how much they would have lost if more of the Latino community spoke out, more of the Asian community spoke out, more of the LGBTQ community, more of the white woman population spoke out. Because again, DEI includes everybody who isn't a white male.
Mm-hmm.
White male, Christian male.
Yeah.
So if all of those other populations stood
communities
10 toes down, like the black women and some black men too who stood, Target would have went under by now. But it turned into a Target versus black people thing, which that's not all DEI is. If you have people who have I read somebody that started calling disabilities, who are differently able. So again, companies like you go in Target or you go in Walmart and you see people with different abilities working there, given the opportunity to work there. That's part of DEI, not allowing those people to work there. So I just said to say, if you had all of these communities who are really impacted by DEI, who stood together, Target would be done.
Yeah.
Like they lost $12.4 billion with just a lot of black people doing this.
But black people are the biggest consumers, so a person would argue those other groups and communities don't consume that much.
I get it, but let's just say
black people are the biggest consumers in the world. So let's just say we stop, and the other groups they only equal 6 billion.
Well, I was going to say, if black people was 12.4 and you combine all the other people and they may have been 12.4 collectively, or even 6 to your point, that's a lot of money. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They
it's
could
enough
have
for
been
somebody to lose their job. It's enough for a company to go under.
But
Trump would have saved them for a favor.
But it's like they don't realize, everything gets turned into a black thing. And it's funny because I forget, I deleted the app. Like, I forget, about Target. Even when it's convenient, when we were going on vacation, shopping for the travel size toiletries.
Target
Walmart is horrible.
Yep.
Like, absolutely horrible. I even went to CVS, and I was so disappointed. And I thought to myself, Target would have every single thing that we need. But we made it work. I didn't go.
Probably should have went to Walgreens. I think last time I went to Walgreens and
it worked out better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't remember that being in CVS because they so similar, but I think Walgreens would have it.
We'll try that next time.
Target is one-stop shop. You go in there, they got all the little shit you need for
groceries, jewelry, clothes, travel accessories, books, home decor, everything.
Something for the car.
Yeah,
air freshener. There's all kinds of shit in there.
But you gotta put your foot down.
I said Trump would save them if they was going under because of a favor. Trump said he is abolishing Section 8, and it's only going to be a 2-year stipend on it if you're new getting on it, and anybody that's been on it for over 2 years is getting off of it. And I can think of people that's been on it for 20 years, for 30 years. Like, what's that say for them? Like,
yeah, I mean, the sad part about it,
like, hey, you're gonna have to move, you're gonna have to get off this or get a job. Like, is that a good thing? Not saying anything Trump do is good, but is that a good thing that we always said those people need a kind of push? Like, that's not what Section 8 was for? Like, because can you look at it from that perspective, or is it just Trump doing some dumb shit?
The crazy thing is, I feel like, I mean, in reality, how many times a week, how many times a month do you think about people in Section 8? Like,
do I think about them?
Yeah.
Not what?
And that's like, yeah, it's conversations that people might have here and there, but people who feel like, oh, they need to, it's like, okay, mind your business. Some people do need assistance. I do feel like some people use the system as a crutch, and that type of assistance shouldn't be a permanent lifestyle unless, like, for some reason, that you continually need that type of assistance. But what I think is scary for right now is there is already a housing crisis in terms of the cost of housing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say everywhere, but I'm assuming if what is reflected in like Philadelphia, surrounding areas, New Jersey, throughout the state, the housing cost, where are these people about to live?
I don't know, but I don't think he cares. I just think he cares about the system of it. Like, the racial part, it's a lot of Latinos and blacks been on this system for 20 years. They're using it. It's overpaying people. People are getting $15,000 in food stamps. That's what I think he's looking at. So let me eradicate the Latinos and blacks off the system, even though that there's white people on Section 8. There's people who live in nicer houses than what we think Section 8 is, and they're on Section 8. So it's all about a voucher and what you make. So it's the poorest people, but it's middle class people on Section 8. So I just think he wants to eradicate the Latinos and blacks off the what he might deem as your munching
Public
off the
assistance.
system.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like when Section 8 was made, it was kind of made for, hey, you need assistance. Like you said, there's people who need assistance, and that's fine. But it wasn't made for you to stay on for 32 years.
Well, I think there are some flaws in the system because Section 8, which just sounds crazy, Section 8 can be passed down to like the next generation or something.
Right. I don't know what that's about neither. Like, I don't know
I
enough
think
about
that's
that,
crazy.
but that don't sound right.
I think the way it works, like if you live with a parent and like once you like age out, maybe turn 18 or I don't know what the age is, then you may be eligible to like
get Section 8.
Right, because I don't know all the specificities of it. I do think there are some changes that need to be done. Now, also another population of people that this is going to hurt is landlords, especially those who make their money solely being a landlord, like who has multiple properties, who rely on Section 8. Because the thing with Section 8, like you said, I'm not going to say it's none, but the days of Section 8 housing where it's like, somebody paying $30 a month to live, those scenarios really aren't happening as frequently as they did back in the day. But you think about it, if somebody has a house in an area, let's just say in West Philly, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath house. If the going rent in that area is $2,400 a month, based on the person's income, family size, whatever, they may say, okay, it's $2,400 a month, but you can afford $1,800, which ain't pennies, but you can. So then, but the landlord is going to get their full amount.
Right.
They're going to get that extra money. So now you're talking about the landlords either decreasing the amount of rent so people can stay in these places, or you're going to have gentrification on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Exactly, on a larger scale.
Which works to the idea of white ass Trump trying to get, just moving it along where he thinks I'm making America great again and moving the country along, and things will changing back to where white people can afford these places now. We don't need Section 8.
Well, it's not even that white people could always afford them, but they weren't available.
Yeah, not like now, like they just all of a sudden got money. But like you said, they wasn't available. Now these places that we gentrified and y'all want to live at, y'all can occupy. Yeah,
and to you, like you said before, there are some areas where Section 8 may be available, where let's say the going rent for a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house is $4,000 a month. So you think that area is probably, middle class, a little affluent. So the person living there might only can afford $2,800. But you still got some finances if you paying $2,800 a month. The landlord is still getting their $4,000. So it's not like Section 8 is just for the hood. Section 8 is just for single moms.
That
Section
was my
8,
point.
Yeah.
And if you're living in a place where it's $4,000 a month rent, it's pretty decent around there.
Exactly.
It's pretty fucking decent.
Exactly. But you're just getting help from the government to be able. So again, this and it makes me think also, and I'm not giving him no brownie points for anything. This may be the catalyst for housing prices to decline because, again, yes, you will have those landlords or you will have those areas that will become more gentrified because it'll be like, I'm not lowering my rent. So now the people can afford this. That demographic of people going to change that's going to come in here.
Mm-hmm.
But you will have some areas where landlords won't have a choice because you ain't getting but so many white people to move to 26 in York to pay a $2,300 rent. So this kind of may drive the housing prices to go down if landlords have to decrease the cost for people to be able to live there.
Yeah.
But remains to be seen.
That's a wrap. A2TP Podcast, episode 240. It's a close. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Apple, all those goddamn those places you can see us. We no pod last week. We got one coming this week. We hope y'all enjoy this. We enjoy sitting here talking to y'all, talking to each other. If y'all fuck with it, y'all fuck with it.
Wait. I got something for you.
What?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. If I knew how to sing, y'all would be sick of me. I would close the show every week with a song.
Thank you, baby.
If you F with us, you F with us. And if you don't, you should.
Stay prayed up. Peace.